it FN for my safety. Gotta watch out for niggas who hate shit. They just want the information. Wanna know my situation.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Asia. If you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And today I'm going to be doing a plucking and bleaching video. Right now I'm just spraying the lace to make sure any bleach is not getting on it, and then I'm just combing those hairs back, as you can see. And y'all, we gonna jump straight into this because I like to get straight to the point. Now you just see me just combing the hairs back, making sure all the hairs are back before I start putting this bleach on it. And now I'm just taking 2 scoops of my BW2 bleach, and then I have my 40 volume developer here that I'm pouring in. And y'all, to get this consistency, you just want to pour a little bit and then mix it together. And if you need some more, then you can pour some more up in there. But now I'm just mixing it to get it to the consistency that I want, and just making it into a paste. So you just keep mixing. It's depending on what type, like if you want it watery or do you want it thick. I like mine's more like on the creamy side, like this, like have a little movement to it, but not too like watered over. So now I'm just putting the bleach on. Like, that's just self-explanatory. I usually put my bleach on like from the back, then move it up to the front, because the front of the frontal is kind of thinner than the back of the frontal. So that's what I do, and that's all I'm doing right now. Alright, you guys, so I'm done putting the bleach on the frontal. I'm just letting it sit, and I come back every 5 minutes to check on it and see if the color of the knots have changed. So you want to make sure that you check that, because that's very important. You don't want to over bleach your knots. And I did use 40 volume developer. So I did come back after 15 minutes and the knots were ready. So I just washed it off and put some purple shampoo on it and let the purple shampoo sit for 5 minutes. And then I washed that purple shampoo off, and this is what it's looking like. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the plucking process. This is what the hair looks like after I bleached the knots and I haven't plucked anything. I just set it on my manicure head, and I just used a white towel or a paper towel. And here I was showing you the tweezer I was using. I just got it from the British Supply, and now I'm just parting it in the middle part. Well, at least I thought it was the middle part. Y'all, it's not a middle part. Don't mind me. Make sure yours is in the middle part, because you don't want to overpluck. And now I'm just showing you where I'm going to start it. I'm going to start in the temple part, because that's typically the most thinnest area on like anybody's hairline. The temple area going to your side. So that's where I'm going to start plucking it. I do not start plucking in the front of my wig. That's not how I pluck. So now I'm just parting a thin piece out. Part that thin piece out, and then I'm holding my hair taut so you can see like how your hairline looks and how it's gonna look when you pluck. So you just make sure you hold that, brush that back, smooth it back, however you want to do it. Make sure you're just holding that hair tight so you can see. I just smooth it back, and then I start plucking. So when I start plucking, I pluck in a backwards motion, and I pluck in between. Like, I don't stay in the same spot. I pluck, move over, then I just pluck in between the hairs, thinning it out as I go. Try not to pluck in the same spot because you don't want to have a hole up in your lace. We don't want any holes up in our lace. So don't be too rough and don't pluck in the same spot. Just make sure you move. And it looks like, well, it sounds like it's hard, but it's really easy once you get it. You just have to practice. Practice makes perfect. Because I still have to practice. I'm not perfect at plucking. But you just have to practice. That's the key. And when you pluck, it's all about the look that you're going for. Like, if you want a scalp look, you know you're going to have to pluck a lot. If you want like a kind of like, oh, it's plucked enough, I just want to pluck a little more. So, you just know you're just going to pluck a little out. So, but right now, I'm just plucking in that backwards motion, going in between, and then going back over and thinning it out even more. And as I go back over it, I move back. I don't stay in like the front. I just move back and start plucking. So here I'm just plucking in between, as I said, pluck in between in a backwards motion. I'm sorry my hand is in the way, y'all. I'm left-handed, y'all. I be struggling. I was trying, y'all, but I'm just moving it back, looking at it, just plucking in between, moving my hand over and plucking in between in a backwards motion, and holding the hair tight. You see, I still have the hair held back. You do that so you can see what the hairlines look like as you're plucking. So that's all I'm doing right now. And the sides are really thinner, so that's why I say start right there, because it's already thinner, so it'll be easier for you to pluck that. So you just see me holding the hair tight, as I said before, and I'm just plucking in a backwards motion. And I left this on normal speed, y'all, so y'all can see what I'm doing. So yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. Alright, y'all. Now I'm just going to show y'all what this side that I plucked is looking like. I didn't pluck the whole side, I just plucked this little small section right here, and this is what it's looking like. It looks natural. It looks better than before. And yeah, this is how I wanted. This was the look I was going for. So if this was the look that you're trying to get, just follow along with me. And I'm just showing y'all how the other side looks versus this side that I just plucked. And now I'm gonna pluck it a little more in the front, because I seen like a spot that I wanted to make it look more natural in the front, and that's always fine for you to do. Sometimes you can pluck not enough, and you can see that once you like comb all your hair back, and make sure you're combing as you're plucking. Once you're plucking your hair, make sure you comb it out, like comb that hair that you plucked out, so you can see what it's looking like as you pluck. And now I'm going into the top to pluck the top right here, and this is the more thicker, denser part right here. So you have to be patient. I feel like that's the biggest part of plucking. You have to be very patient, because when I first started, y'all, I swear it felt like I wasn't doing anything. Like, I would pluck and I'd be like, oh, I don't see a difference, I don't see a change. But you have to be patient. You have to be patient with the process, because as you're plucking, it is making a difference. You just can't rush it. You have to take your time, know what look you're going for, and make sure you just combing the hair out that you pluck and combing it back so you can see how it's looking as you're plucking. So that's some tips that you should remember while you're plucking. Yeah, I'm just doing the same thing I was doing at first, just plucking in a backwards motion. And I did speed this part up, y'all, because this video is pretty lengthy. I'm just parting the thin section out. You always want to part your thin sections out. And then I'm just holding it back and then plucking in a backwards motion. And then plucking in between that and going back over and thinning it out more and more. Okay, and here y'all just see me going back into that top section, basically just going back in, thinning it out more because y'all, I did not plug enough at all. And once again, I said that can happen sometimes. Sometimes you can not plug enough, so that's good that you can go back in and plug more to get the desired look that you're going for. So that's basically what I'm doing right here, just plugging more, plugging it to my liking, basically. So yeah, and then I'm just combing it back and seeing what it looks like now, seeing if I like it, and then I'm going back in on the front and then just thinning that out, making it more natural to my liking. Okay, guys, so I'm basically done plugging this whole side, and this is what it's looking like. It's very natural. This was the look I was going for, and then I'm just showing y'all the other side that's not plugged and comparing it to the other side that I did, y'all, and y'all can completely see the difference. You're gonna see a difference when you plug, and this is just how I want it to look. It looks so good, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side off camera and come back and show you guys what it's looking like. So this is the wig after I hot combed it. It's giving scalp, you guys. I can't wait to install this wig and all that. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. I'll see you in the next one.